Hello everybody. Figure it's time to do a little follow-up video. As you may remember, I kind of made a little making fun of PucaTrade video a little while ago, but I had never tried the service, so it's kind of hard to make fun of something if you've never even given it a try. So created an account, and this is the result. It's not exactly what I expected. It doesn't seem to work kind of as neatly as well. It doesn't work the way I thought it did. So I've picked up quite a few cards through the service over the last few weeks, really the last month or so at this point. This was actually the very first cards that anybody sent me. Alphedo Alchemist and Grind Clock. Followed by these guys here. And Condemn, some Hymn to Trox. This is my favorite art for the Hymn to Trox, so I just like it. Cloud of Fairies. Followed by Dark Rituals. Because I started in this era, I mean, I can't afford unlimited and beta stuff. I'm not, made of money at this point. So Revised is as close as I'm going to get. But I love this particular artwork. Ice Age artwork is great. The old school Juggernaut. I was planning on trying to put some decks together based on well, I guess it would have been Type 2 way back in the day when I was playing around Ice Age and Revised, Chronicles, Fallen Empires, when those sets were just coming out. So just kind of an idea to make a deck that I used to play. Again, some more stuff. Nothing too exciting, and that was kind of the thing that was an issue, right? So I sent out a ton of cards. Actually, let me see. How many cards did I send out? I sent out, let's see, 129. I've sent out 129 cards, totaling 10,000 plus Puca points. I have received, let's see, will it tell me how many I've received? I've received 4,900 Puca points back in value. Again, these are just kind of the little things. These are cards that I wanted. I added to my list just to see what I could get a hold of. These were not people that I was seeking out to get these cards. I just had them on my list, and these were just kind of randoms that showed up. I was getting one or two of these a week. And then it just stopped, completely stopped. Right before they have a new thing called promoted trades that came out. And in the promoted trades, if there's a card that you really want, you can basically put a bounty on it saying, I will pay X number of points more than it's worth. And you also have to pay a fee to PucaTrade in Puca points. So it's a way to, I'm guessing it's a way to pull points out of the community to try to get their economy back in I don't know, some sort of shape. But so what I did with these particular cards is I put a bounty on them, various amounts. I think with this guy, it was like 100 points more. The Temporal Mastery was, I think, 300 or 400 points more, and then the Flooded Strand was about 150 or 160 points more than what it was standard going or regularly going for. And then these all of a sudden started showing up. So. First was Ashiok, then the Flooded Strands, then the Temporal Mastery. And these showed up over the course of a week or two. And it's really been quiet since these came in. Haven't gotten anything else, no other random trades. And that's kind of where I start having issues. This is definitely a service that you have to be in it for the long haul. Again, I sent out $100 worth of Puca pointed cards. So 129 cards in total were sent out. Now, to be completely honest, I sent out mostly cards that were around the dollar. Some that were worth a few dollars, some that were worth less. Mostly foils that I had picked up actually in some of my random buys. And that was kind of nice to actually have something to do with some of the foils that may not have been worth a ton, and just didn't feel like selling. So I went ahead and just put them through here, hopefully getting them to somebody who can use them. But again, I knew it would not be all right, I'm giving you 100 bulk cards, you're going to give me a force of will. I knew that wasn't what this was going to really be. There may have been a time when that was happening. That time I don't think is going on right now. And again, with the promoted trades, that was the first time I was getting anything that was worth more than $1, essentially. Everything in this stack over here is worth less than $1. So this really is where the majority of my Puka points were spent. Again, these were randoms that somebody just found through the promoted trade. Now, there is a secondary way to get trades, and that is through Discord. You may or not be familiar with it. It's basically just another... It reminds me of forums back in the day, essentially. It's somebody can set up a server, which is essentially a series of rooms where people can go and they can talk about whatever. PucaTrade has their own that they have set up. You can go in there and you can talk about what you have to trade, what you would like to trade. I've been trying that for the last 2 weeks, basically going in there, talking a little bit, posting on my profile, my wants, talking about I do have some other promoted trades that I'd like to get a hold of, and haven't gotten anything from that. So there's a lot of people who, it seems, use that as a reciprocal service. So what I mean is, they say, hey, I'm looking for temporal mastery. Do you have anything on my? I'll look on your wants list, see if you have anything. And then they'll do just essentially a normal trade using PucaTrade as their guarantee of getting their cards in. Not a bad idea. I mean, if you have something that you need that's somebody has and it's cross country and you have what they need, more power to you. But in my particular situation, I just don't have tons of high dollar cards sitting around that I can trade, nor do I have a ton of Puka points. Like I said, I've got about 44,000 or 4,400 Puka points left, so I don't really have a ton of resources within that community. Some of the people that are using the PucaTrade through the Discord app, I mean, some of these guys have like over 100,000, 200,000 Puka points, and they're like, so you're really not having a point difference. You're not like just sending something off and only getting Puka points back. You're giving Puka points to somebody else for cards you're sending to them, but then they're in turn sending back to you. Well, I mean, you guys know how trading works, so I don't have to go into too much more detail about that. Great idea. For me, that hasn't worked so far. I haven't gotten anything out of that. So at this point, the way I look at it is that I've sent 129 cards that were just sitting around that I wasn't going to use in any of my decks, that I wasn't planning on selling. So I'm not out anything that I really needed. I instead did receive cards that I plan on using at some point. I mean, none of them were super high dollar cards. So, nothing's too crazy there. I did get some other cards though that were nice. These two are going in the Narset deck that I'm working on, and this is going to go into a EDH mill deck that I'm, mulling about. Milling. I don't know. It's bad humor. So, at this point, I cannot say that PucaTrade is bad. I cannot say that it is working as I envisioned it. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just because I had a preconceived idea of what it would be, and just because it's not working that way, that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I know that I'm sure there's people, who I sent those cards to, they were just happy that they randomly were sent cards that were on their wants list. So anyway, I think I've rambled long enough at this point. I am going to link my PucaTrade profile in the description. If you happen to have anything on my list and you want some Puka points, feel free to send those to me. Would definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not gonna put the link though to sign up and I get credit. I'm not really, PucaTrade, they're not paying me to do this, so I'm not gonna try to get anything out of you guys signing up if you want to give it a shot. But that being said, at this point, I would say that the feedback that came out of those videos that I posted about a week or two ago, at this point, after 4 months, so I guess it was 4 months ago that PucaTrade kind of blew up and all the YouTubers were hating on it, I would say it's okay. As long as you keep your expectations in line with reality. You are in no way going to be able to send off a bunch of junk cards and get back insane value. Now, that being said, for me, I think I'm doing pretty good. I've got points to spare. I've got some cards that I needed. I mean, again, nothing earth-shattering, but I'm happy with the service. I'm going to definitely continue to use it. I'm going to hopefully just let my points kind of go down for a little bit. Once I get to about 1,000, I'll probably start going ahead and sending stuff out again. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video and for hitting that like button. Really appreciate it. If you use PucaTrade, give me your thoughts. You know, how are you doing as far as getting cards in? And if you've never tried the service or you are on the fence about it, if you decide to sign up and give it a shot, let me know. And also put your profile number in the comments down below, and I'll see if I have anything that is on your wants list, and I'll ship it out to you. If you hate PucaTrade, let me know that too. All right, guys, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.